Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling digital addiction, but we want to get past just talking about screen time.
hmm
Our real mission here is to understand what's happening, in the brain, the neurobiology, and actually find some solutions that work. Things you can do today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think step one is definition, right? It's not really about the hours logged online. It's more like other substance use disorders. We're looking for that loss of control and, importantly, the negative impacts showing up in your day-to-day life.
Okay, and our sources break this down into like 5 key components, almost a checklist. You've got preoccupation, tolerance needing more for the same effect, withdrawal, not being able to quit, and those negative consequences despite knowing better. Which of those do you find people often miss in themselves?
Often it's the withdrawal. People think, oh, I'm just bored without my phone. I mean,
Yeah.
it's different. We're talking actual anxiety, maybe irritability, real distress when you can't access it, not just, inconvenience. That's a real flag.
Right, because the common dismissal is just, oh, it's weak willpower, just stop.
Ah.
But the science, the sources suggest it's deeper, like actual brain chemistry.
It really is. It's neurological. Every notification, every little bit of new info triggers a release of dopamine in your brain's reward pathway. That gives you a tiny biochemical high, and your brain learns, hey, that felt good, do it again. It reinforces the behavior.
And here's the really wild part.
Yeah.
It's not even constant rewards that work best. It's the uncertainty.
Exactly. It's called intermittent variable rewards. Because you don't know when the next like or message is coming, your brain stays hyper alert, anticipating. It keeps you checking and checking again. It's highly compulsive. And over time, this chronic overstimulation can actually change the prefrontal cortex. That's your impulse control center. That helps explain why checking your feed might suddenly feel more important than, say, sleep or meeting a deadline. Your priorities get hijacked chemically.
It's almost scary how easily we reach for that digital escape when things get tough. So if the neurobiology is that how we get hooked, what about the why? The psychology behind seeking it out.
Yeah, that's crucial. Often, problematic use is really just a coping mechanism, maybe a maladaptive one, for something else going on. Our sources highlighted what you could call the 4 horsemen of digital escape.
Okay.
First, plain old boredom or lack of stimulation. Using the net to just fill empty space. Avoid sitting with yourself. Second, stress and anxiety. Using tech to kind of self-soothe or escape worries. It feels easier in the moment. Third is loneliness or social isolation. Sometimes the online world feels, safer or just more accessible for connection. And fourth, just pure escapism. Avoiding life's complexities, disappointments, zoning out.
And the real kicker is the feedback loop, isn't it? If you're already dealing with, say, depression or anxiety, that makes you more vulnerable to addiction. But then the addiction itself, maybe through social comparison online or losing sleep, makes the original condition worse.
Precisely. It's a vicious cycle.
Okay, so let's pivot to what people can do. Because just telling yourself, use less willpower, clearly doesn't work for most. Environmental changes seem key. What are, the top 2 actionable things someone could start right now?
Right. First step, absolutely, is awareness. You have to manually track your usage for about a week. And don't just log the time or the app. Critically, note the feeling or the trigger. What prompted you to pick up the phone right then? Was it bored, stressed, lonely? You can't fix what you don't understand.
Get specific.
Okay.
And the second strategy, making the tech itself less appealing.
Exactly. Design your environment. 2 really effective, simple wins. First, set your phone display to grayscale.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it immediately makes everything less shiny, less visually stimulating. Videos, apps, they lose a lot of their pull. It dampens that dopamine rush a bit. And second, maybe the most important one, move your charging station out of the bedroom. Seriously, protect your sleep. It's your absolute frontline defense against so many issues, including this.
Makes sense. Create that friction, that space.
Ultimately, the goal isn't usually total abstinence. That's often unrealistic. It's about moving towards intentional use, purposeful use. And if you need more support, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is really effective. It helps you challenge the thoughts driving the behavior and build better coping skills.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? The sources really hit on this principle of replacement. Don't just try to stop the habit. You need to actively replace it. So think about it. What's one meaningful offline thing, reading a physical book, gardening, knitting, calling a friend, what can you schedule, put in your calendar this week, to fill some of that time, that proactive replacement? That might just be the real antidote. Start there.